Today is Thursday, April 18th, 2024, and it's day 8 of my Great American Motorcycle Adventure. Today's ride took me about 250 miles through Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee, from Suchess, Georgia to Sevierville, Tennessee. I rode the Georgia Triangle, the Cherohala Skyway, and along the Tuckasegee River into Cherokee, North Carolina, then through the Great Smoky Mountains National Park and spent the night in Sevierville. It was a foggy morning when I set out on the leg of the Georgia Triangle known as Wolf Pen Gap Road, also called Georgia Route 180. The sun came out quickly, and I made my way through the trees and some tight twisties under beautiful blue skies. Wolf Pen Gap is a favorite of so many riders, and I can see why. Sorry about that reflection arcing through the video. I put a protective cover over my camera lens, and a rock or a bump or the pressure of the wind cracked the cover. I didn't notice until I looked at the video at the end of the day. I'll do my best to choose clips from today's ride where it's not as distracting. Turning left onto Georgia 19, I rode towards Blairsville. The fog rolled back in for a bit, but cleared out after I stopped at Booger's Hollow store for some coffee for me and some gas for the bike. The riding in this area is beautiful, with pretty much no traffic, and Blairsville is a charming town with a main square built around the courthouse. I stopped in at the Hole in the Wall Diner for lunch. It's been there since 1931 and was busy. Both signs of a good diner, and the Hole in the Wall is a good diner. There were quite a few people wearing motorcycle branded t-shirts eating there, so when my server asked if there was anything else I needed, I said, "Well, you don't happen to know of any great places to ride north of here, do you?" She said, "No, sorry, but hey Bill, this guy's looking for some places to ride heading north. Can you help him out?" Bill came over to my table and pulled up a chair. He told me how close I was to the Cherohala Skyway and detailed his favorite route to get there. This is what happens in diners on motorcycle trips. People I didn't know would share their favorite things about where they live. There's something interesting to see everywhere you go. Asking the locals what they thought was the most scenic drive turned out to be a sure way to see the best about an area, and the best about the people that live there. And so, I was off to take some nice back roads to Tellico Plains, Tennessee. Thank you very much, Bill. The Cherohala Skyway is a classic ride. It's about 43 miles from Tellico Plains, Tennessee to Robbinsville, North Carolina. And it's gorgeous. The views are stunning. The curves are a good mix of long sweepers with some tight twisties. and the traffic was non-existent, although it was Thursday afternoon. It's also home to one of the 2 street signs I'll mention today. Near the summit, there's a motorcycle information station sign. It says, "Notice to motorcycles. 5,000-foot elevations, 20-mile-an-hour turns, next 18 miles." This is exactly what you want to see when you're on a motorcycle. If you're nearby, ride it. I'll put a link in the description for you. Seasoned riders will notice that I was a stone's throw from the famous Tail of the Dragon and Deal's Gap. I didn't ride this today because there was construction on the road. It was being repaved. I have ridden it, though, and you definitely should. 20 years ago, on a trip from Dallas up to New York, I rode the Tail of the Dragon through the national park and the entirety of the Blue Ridge Parkway. All are amazing rides. Arriving in Robbinsville, I gassed up and got some water. A guy getting gas next to me warned me that the route I had planned on was also undergoing major construction. He suggested that I'd be better off going along the river, to Bryson City, to Cherokee, where I could enter the national park. And so that's what I did. It was a beautiful ride. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is amazing. All of them are, really. There's a feeling of relaxation that I notice whenever I enter a park. Everything will be well marked, the roads will be well maintained. The speed limits limit the traffic to the people who really want to spend time in the park. It's never the fastest route from point A to point B. The scenery is stunning, everywhere you look. Route 441 goes right through the center of the park, and it's a beautiful ride. I had done it heading east about 20 years ago, and I was looking forward to riding it again. Meandering up to the top of the park, I crossed from North Carolina into Tennessee, and started the long, slow, winding way down. I happened to be behind an RV and a truck with a trailer, but with a drive as pretty as this, I honestly didn't mind. On the way down, I passed the other street sign I wanted to mention. This is a good example of how twisty the roads can get. I love our national parks, and this would be the first national park of my trip. Over the course of my 112 days on the road, I would visit a total of 29 of our national parks. If you take any of my advice, please visit the national park closest to you. Buy an annual park pass. Pick up a national park passport. Get your passport stamped. Buy a sticker or 2 and ask them to round up the change as a donation to the park. I guarantee you'll learn something interesting and inspiring. Our national parks need you, and you need our national parks in your life. After the park, I went around Gatlinburg and navigated the traffic in Pigeon Forge, past Dollywood, to arrive at my hotel in Sevierville. At 249 miles and 6 hours 48 minutes of riding time, it was a pretty long day, but it was one of the most scenic days I had ridden in a long time. I had dinner and called it a night. Thanks for watching.